1. Hook NAT gateway can quietly drain your AWS budget and disrupt your application's performance. Let's unpack this silent killer and how you can avoid its pitfalls. 2. The real problem in AWS: NAT gateways are essential for allowing private subnets to access the internet while keeping them secure. If you're not careful, this service can become your worst enemy. 3. The simple explanation: a NAT gateway allows instances in a private subnet to initiate outbound traffic to the internet. However, it doesn't allow inbound traffic initiated from the internet. This is crucial for security. But the costs? They can add up quickly. You're charged for each hour the NAT gateway is running. You pay for data processed through the gateway, typically around $0.045 per gigabyte. High outbound traffic can lead to hefty bills without you even realizing it. 4. Real-world example: let's consider a startup called DataSync. They launched a new application that required frequent updates from an external API, consuming roughly 500 gigabytes of data monthly. They set up a single NAT gateway and a private subnet to manage this internet access. Initially, their AWS bill was manageable. But as their user base grew, so did their data needs. Within 3 months, their NAT gateway charges ballooned to $1,500, nearly 30% of their total AWS bill. This was due to over 33 gigabytes of data processed daily. The gateway running 24/7, leading to unnecessary hourly costs. The team was blindsided. They hadn't monitored the NAT gateway usage effectively. This incident led to a critical lesson: understanding the costs and performance impact of NAT gateways is essential. 5. What to do instead: here's a step-by-step framework to optimize your NAT gateway usage. Step 1. Analyze your requirements. Determine why you need a NAT gateway. Is it for API calls, software updates, or something else? Estimate your data needs. For example, if you expect 200 gigabytes monthly, factor costs into your budget. Step 2. Set up monitoring. Use AWS CloudWatch to monitor the NAT gateway metrics. Set alarms for data processed. For instance, if you go over 50 gigabytes in a week, that's a flag. Step 3. Optimize data transfer. Consider caching solutions like Amazon Elasticache or CloudFront to reduce outbound traffic. Batch API requests to minimize individual calls. Step 4. Evaluate alternatives. If your traffic patterns allow, consider using a NAT instance instead of a NAT gateway. It may be more cost-effective for lower traffic. Evaluate if VPC endpoints can replace the need for a NAT gateway entirely for certain services. Step 5. Implement cost controls. Set a budget in AWS budgets. For instance, if you want to keep your NAT costs below $200 per month, set alerts when you approach that threshold. Regularly review your NAT gateway usage. Monthly checks help you stay on top of any unexpected spikes. 6. Common mistakes. Mistake 1. Not monitoring usage. Fix. Set up CloudWatch metrics and alarms. Monitor data processed daily and weekly. Mistake 2. Running NAT gateway 24/7. Fix. Only run the NAT gateway when needed. For development environments, consider scheduling it to turn off during non-working hours. Mistake 3. Ignoring caching solutions. Fix. Implement caching for frequently accessed data. Use services like Elasticache to minimize repeated outbound requests. Mistake 4. Overlooking VPC endpoints. Fix. Review your architecture. If you use AWS services like S3 or DynamoDB, consider using VPC endpoints to avoid NAT gateway altogether. Mistake 5. Failing to evaluate data transfer costs. Fix. Break down your application's data transfer needs. If your application sees high data traffic, reevaluate your architecture to minimize costs. 7. Quick checklist. Have you analyzed your requirements for using a NAT gateway? Are you monitoring your NAT gateway usage with CloudWatch? Have you implemented caching solutions? Are you using VPC endpoints where possible? Is your NAT gateway running only when necessary? 8. Summary plus CTA: NAT gateways can be a silent killer in your AWS environment, but they don't have to be. By understanding their costs and optimizing your usage, You can avoid unexpected charges and maintain application performance. If you found this information valuable, drop a comment below about your experiences with NAT gateways. Don't forget to subscribe for more practical cloud engineering tips. Bonus practical tip: if you're unsure what to pick, start with the simplest option that ships today. Then measure for 7 days, latency, errors, deploy time, and cost. Only upgrade when metrics force the decision, not fear.